Mark Donohue was special because he was an engineer, and he came in from an engineering background and an engineering mindset. So testing was ultra important to get these cars working and handling as best as they could. And he created a format, a skid pad, measured G-forces, and so you could measure grip levels and that type of thing, and really dial these cars in. And he kind of set, the precedence for how we race today. We all do this now when we go testing. We're always measuring G's and grip, cornering, timing. We all have onboard computers and that type of thing to tell us what these cars are doing, and Mark Donohue really laid that foundation for us.
The Sunoco 917 lived at my dad's shop for a couple years when the owner, Otis Chandler, parked it there. I used to go sit in that car and dream about being a race car driver. And then the Sunoco Camaro was stored across the street. So, all these threads with Donohue long before I ever drove a race car. And then to have my career kind of meander through, and then in 97 to be chasing some of Mark's records, the win streak and some of that stuff. It's wild how it all works out. So they built the foundation. They're the ones that really made Trans Am matter.
When I look back at my father's era, at the late 60s, early 70s, the roster that came out of the series in those years and what those drivers and team owners went on to do afterwards is really remarkable in the history of global motorsports, let alone American motorsports. And I think you can really definitely plant a seed that Penske racing wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for the Trans Am series and what they're able to accomplish there, and at the same time somewhat the Can-Am series. But it was the Trans Am series that seems to have the most stories. Back then there were pit stops, and they were pretty remarkable. If you remember the 35-foot fuel rig and iced fuel and all kinds of latent cars and so forth. So I think unfortunately it's Penske racing you have to blame for regulations that you have to put up with today. But anyway, it is a privilege to accept on behalf of my father. I know that if he was up here, he would be thanking his team and Roger, because it was a small team, but all these successes aren't done on an individual basis. It's always the team behind them. So thank you.